You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Tuesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. It's Tariff Tuesdays, man.
Tariff Tuesdays. Jesus, yeah. Apparently today the tariffs are going into play for Canada and Mexico thanks to old Donald Trump. And did you see Dougie Ford yesterday threaten to turn the power off again?
Just fired up. I mean, it's such an empty threat because, like, you can't just do that. People would literally die.
I mean, you could. You totally could, but I think Trump would treat it as an act of war. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is it's not going to go well. You've got him and you've got Vance and you've got Musk and they're all...
It is an empty threat. It's almost like when you know your mom's not going to do something and she keeps, like, threatening you.
Dude,
you know?
I learned very early on as a parent, if I count to 3 is the worst game you can play.
Yeah, we're at like 2.5, 2 3/4.
I mean it. If I get to 3, you're in trouble. And then you either have to get to 3, and now what do? Or you just have to admit, all right, kid, you win this round. And that's basically what we're doing right now.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I love when I see, like, celebrities in relatable moments. I saw this come out yesterday that after the Oscars, you know Demi Moore, the actress?
Yeah.
She was up for one of the big awards, did not win, and apparently went back to either her home or hotel room, I couldn't tell which, and just ate 2 giant pizza pans full of French fries.
Oh, because she lost?
Just eating her feelings.
Yeah.
And someone from her family, like, posted a picture. She's got these 2 big circular pans. Like I said, look like deep dish pizza pans, just filled with French fries. And I was like, I could see myself.
Been there.
Could see myself
This is
doing
the first
that.
time me and Debbie Moore have been very relatable to each other.
Very much on the same level. We both didn't win an award on Sunday, and we both mucked a whole pan of French fries.
There's something about just eating food when you're sad, man. It feels so good.
Eating your feelings is great. French fries not the first thing I would pick, though.
They're inhalable, right?
That's
I
very
think that's
true.
the thing is you can just grab them and then you don't realize till you're done. I mean, how many times have you been in the car after going to Mickey D's and you inhale the fries before you even get home?
The problem with French fries, though, is it's the same as, like, we've talked before about, like, pizza or, like, bagel bites, like anything in that sort of realm, is you got to put it in the oven, and then when you take it out, you're like, I want to eat my feelings, and I want to eat them quickly, and then you spend the next 10 minutes going, it's too hot.
Oh, brother, when you're sad, you're not cooking anything. That's straight drive-through, skip the dishes. You're in your pajamas, you know?
There is the classic ice cream. That's the like, classic sadness.
Never been a
Hollywood
big
has
ice
taught
cream
us.
guy. I don't know. The dairy kind of makes my stomach upset. I will say chips, man. Chips is the best. Kind of just what I was saying. It's like you crack a bag and you just start munching.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize till you get to the bottom of the bag, and we all do that thing where there's like little crumbage, and you roll it up, and you tell yourself, "I'm done now."
Yeah.
Oh, I mustn't finish the bag.
Like, if somebody else opens this bag expecting chips, they're going to feel like they've been ripped off. But you tell yourself, no, there's still some in there.
I like to call that last little bit whenever you see someone leaving the bag of chips, that's their feelings. They ate their feelings and they left that little smidge there at the end. You know?
I also will say, because I'll see you on chips, but I raise you with some dip. Dip is extra depressing. Or it's like great for depression, I guess I should say. Just sitting there. I've seen the memes, right, where you're like, I'm tending to my Zen garden.
Oh, you're digging a hole, man.
Just scraping the dip with your chip, just thinking about how sad you are.
You're digging a grave trying to hide your feelings is what you're doing, yeah.
That's just good for your soul right there.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We did get a text from Metal Mike. He said, McCain Deep and Delicious when I'm feeling sad just hits different.
See, the problem is that if I'm depressed, I need something that's like on hand, and I never have a McCain cake on hand. Because if I've ever had a McCain cake, I ate the whole McCain cake.
I don't think a McCain Deep and Delicious can last longer than 24 hours.
Honestly, God, especially if you have anybody else in the house, because now you're sharing theoretically.
Well, there's a reason why it used to come with that KFC meal.
Yeah. It was supposed to feed the family. And what they didn't realize is I took that personally.
McCain Deep and Delicious, I don't even want to know the serving size on those things, because you can just start cutting that bad boy up. And it's one of those things that's kind of like pizza, where you put it away, and then all of a sudden the little voice in the back of your head is like, just one more slice.
It's like your brain just cannot stop. I can't remember where I put my keys most days. I can't find my TV remote, but my brain knows exactly how many slices of pizza are in my fridge at any given time. Like it's written on a big Sharpie marker board.
It's a legal drug. Seriously.
Pizza, absolutely.
It's like Courtney went to Costco a few weeks ago, and for some reason they had Krispy Kreme donuts.
Also guilty. Also
You
bought
got
a
those
case
too?
of Krispy Kreme.
Those things are like crack, man. You have one, and then you're like, I could have another. And then next thing you know, you're like, there was a dozen in here.
I
Like,
brought them home, and me and Mallory, because I had never tried Krispy Kreme before. I was like, I have to try these. So Mallory and I both reached into the box, both ate one, and I was like, these are okay. And I said it. I was like, I don't know that I necessarily understand the hype. People pay like exorbitant amounts in fundraising to get Krispy Kreme donuts. It seems a little weird. They're just donuts. 5 donuts later, I was like, I still don't have a problem.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
it just goes down to baked goods in general, man. I mean, grandmas know what they're doing to us.
Oh, dude, when's the last time you had a pie sitting on your counter and didn't just keep eating? Honest to God.
You get some cookies, whatever it is.
I don't keep cookies in my house. My kids will grow up in a cookie-free household, not for allergies or any other reason than Dad just doesn't have the self-control. I'm already on Ozempic. We can't have Oreos in the house.
I'm already double stuffed.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast. Is it real? Is it fake? Do we even care? Let's find out.
With a Colorado low coming through parts of the country this week, I couldn't help but laugh at all the winter storm names that there are out there. So I've got some people to text in 762-555 some fake storm names, and it is up to you to decipher if they are real or fake winter storms.
The names that the professionals and the experts have come up with for weather fronts and weather phenomenon are almost as ridiculous as the astronomy names for like different moons and skies.
It's ridiculous.
I don't have a lot of confidence that I'll be able to pick out the real from the fake, but let's see what you came up with.
All right, first one here is Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express is weed. It's a movie, it's a weed strain.
That is true.
If it's also a weather phenomenon, I don't want it.
Is it real?
I'm saying it's fake. Get out of here.
No, it's real. This name is given to very specific series of storms that originate in the Hawaiian Islands that travel along the very narrow corridor in the upper atmosphere of the Pacific Ocean.
Haven't the Hawaiians suffered enough?
Unlike the jazz cabbage, it is not chill. We've got the Manitoba Mauler.
Manitoba Mauler sounds like a professional wrestler from like somewhere in the middle of the province.
Real or fake?
That's fake. What?
That is real. That is a term used to describe a fast-moving, low-pressure storm system that originates in the province of Manitoba.
That's gross.
Would be a
I hate
great
it.
XFL team name, too.
Absolutely. The Manitoba Maulers are totally an arena football team.
All right, next here, we've got a BC Salmon Staller.
A BC salmon staller?
A BC Salmon Staller.
That sounds like a lame skateboard trick.
Is that real or fake? That is fake.
Okay.
That is fake.
Finally.
All right, next one here, we've got a Saskatchewan Screamer.
Okay, that one is real, and I only know that having worked in radio in Saskatchewan.
Yes, it is a fast-moving, low-pressure storm that originates in Saskatchewan, moves into the northern U.S. states, and it sounds like the name of a Brazzers movie.
Watching my coworkers in television news have to go on TV and go, heads up, there's a Saskatchewan Screamer coming to town.
What's she screaming about? All right, next here, we've got a Newfoundlander cousin.
There's no way. There's no way it's a Newfoundlander cousin.
That is fake.
It's great, though.
And finally, we do have the Colorado Hooker.
The Colorado. Okay, so hang on, because this whole thing started with a Colorado low.
Yes.
So you're telling me that Colorado has multiple different weather phenomena named after it and chose hooker.
Do you believe that they have Colorado lows and Colorado hookers?
Is it hooker the opposite of a low?
I don't know. That's up for you to decide.
I feel like I've guessed too many fake, so I'll say real.
This is real.
What the hell's a Colorado hooker?
These ones hook into the Midwest of the United States.
Hook like a fishing hook.
So they hook in.
Yeah.
I mean, usually if you get with a Colorado hooker, you're on a Colorado low, but that's a conversation for another day, you know?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Trades in sports, pretty common all the time. A lot more rare to see trades in music. Imagine if bands did trades and like free agency the way that sports do.
What are you saying? Like a Motley Crue just traded Vince Neil for someone?
Yeah, like put them up on the trade block. Like, oh, hey, listen, ticket sales are stagnating. Album sales aren't the way that they used to be. We need to change things up. We need to shake up the culture in the locker room. Make a little trade, maybe send like a Lars Ulrich. Metallica's like, it's just not working out. He's not a room guy. Trade him for like Travis Barker.
Blink-182 declines the trade and every other act that is associated with Travis Barker.
You wouldn't want to hear Blink-182 with Lars behind the skins?
I don't want to hear garbage cans banging around in Blink-182 songs.
Imagine Travis Barker and Metallica, though. You'd be
Travis Barker
sick.
and Metallica would be sick.
So you'd have to throw something else in. Like, I don't know, you'd have to throw in like one of Kirk Hammett's old phones full of riffs or something like that.
Sure.
With Lars to get Travis to come back.
It's not a bad idea. Because there's so many guys that like rotate around bands and stuff like that.
That's the other thing, right? Like most of these guys know each other. It wouldn't even have to be necessarily permanent, but it would be cool for just like an upcoming tour. What if Angus Young went to GNR and Slash went to AC/DC just for a run of shows?
Yeah.
Like, what a trade that
Brian Johnson was already replaced by Axl Rose at one point. So
well, and that's the thing, right? There's already talk between the management of the two clubs here. So I think we could make this trade happen. Or what if we trade Eddie Vedder for Scott Stapp? And finally give Scott Stapp the respect he deserves by sending him out with Pearl Jam.
They're pretty much the same guy. It's a fair trade, honestly.
We make the trade of Vedder for Stapp, and we just don't announce it. And we see if anybody in the audience notices.
I feel like there's a real Pearl Jam fan that's pissed at us right now for saying that.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast. It's time for Brock and Dalby's Draft.
All right, today we are going to do a draft of the best one-word insults of all time. Non-swearing edition because it is the radio.
Well, yeah, we're not trying to get fired for your entertainment.
If you haven't seen, Western Australia's premier said this.
Nearly over time, but with 60 seconds of indulgence, please finish my sentence. JD Vance is a
knob.
Such a great one-word insult. So it's led us into this draft here, and I do get the number one pick.
Yes, you did win the rock, paper, scissors. There are many options on the table. There's a lot of pressure on this first pick.
Number one, I'm going to go pigeon.
Pigeon is
I'm going to go
good
pigeon.
one.
In hockey, pigeon is a term used to describe someone who's kind of trash. The guy hangs around the net, couldn't score on his own net kind of thing. And I've started to see it get used outside of hockey now.
Oh, for sure.
Pigeon stings. When someone calls you a pigeon, it hurts.
I mean, you know me, right? I'm not a hockey playing guy myself. I had pigeon on my list for sure.
Even if you get the coo, coo.
With it being gone, though, I'm going to have to go to one of my favorite insults of all time. It's got a little British vibe to it, but there's just nothing better than calling somebody a Muppet. Mm-hmm. You're just being a Muppet.
Yeah.
Just floppy, dumb, idiot, spastic kind of thing.
Also makes it sound like you got a hand up your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, Muppet is just, feels like you hit him.
Coming in at number two, I'm going to go lantern.
Lantern. Tell me about lantern.
You've never heard lantern before?
I haven't.
You call someone a lantern because, they're not too bright and they need to be carried.
Oh.
Perfect thing to say to your coworkers. Oh. Perfect thing to say to a little brother, whatever.
That's fantastic.
It's a great one. It's a great one.
Love that one. For my number two pick, I'm also going to take a hockey chirp that I love for someone who's just useless, but you're nothing but a plug. Oh. Calling someone a plug just really lets them know where they stand.
Yeah. Plug, pylon, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going to go plug for round two.
Coming in at number three, this is one that just kind of started amongst my friend group recently. Wiener.
Oh, wiener.
Yeah. My buddy Gerald, before we went to Ohio, we were like, we need to leave at 8 a.m. He ended up going out to the bar. I was going to be like, hey, don't be a dickhead. Like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dingus.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? don't be a wiener. And the next morning when I picked him up, we were a little bit late. He's like, thought you guys were going to be here at 8 a.m., you bunch of wieners. And I was like, I knew it stung.
Yeah.
Being called a wiener stings more than calling someone a dick or anything like that.
Because everything else is just kind of like everyday stuff. But wiener, we all kind of left that behind in our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So to bring it out and hit him with what was a devastating barb on the playground, you don't know how to react to it.
It's an Old Faithful to keep in your back pocket.
Speaking of Old Faithful, my final pick number 3 for me is one that I have used for the entirety of my radio career. It is almost a signature. You have almost certainly heard me call many people this. You have to put the words together. It's 2 words, but when you combine them together, mouth breather is just my favorite way to describe somebody who just does not have an opinion that needs to be heard.
When you said putting the words together, I thought you were going with something different.
No.
Something involving waffles.
Radio friendly. I love that one too, but radio friendly. My 3 picks, I got Muppet to start. I went plug in round 2 and finished off with a solid mouth breather.
I'm going pigeon number 1. I'm going lantern number 2. And I'm going wiener number 3. I don't know why that felt weird to say.
I just keep giggling at it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I'm very happy to announce that for 2 weeks in a row, I'm catching a W in the draft.
Absolutely, and I have to say, I think we were pretty neck and neck, but I think Wiener won you the draft. I can't even say it without giggling.
It's an oldie but a goodie. Bring it back, man.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you. Call your friends a wiener. You'll get a reaction. It's awesome.
Someone bumps your car to the grocery store or anything like that, hit them with a wiener.
It's a wiener move, yeah. I'll say this. One that I'm surprised that we didn't get in either of our lists that a lot of people texted was Tool.
Tool is a staple of the show. We call people tools all the time. I don't know if I just thought you were going to take it. You thought I was going to take it. We went in a different direction.
I didn't even think about it. It was that and Bucket I didn't think about as well.
Bucket's another good one.
Bucket stings. If someone calls you a bucket, you question your entire life.
A lot of people were asking why neither of us went with Hoser. We kind of talked about it on the show yesterday. It's not really that insulting.
No, I just feel like it's just a Canadian term. I don't even think I've ever heard anyone use Hoser other than Bob and Doug McKenzie.
That's just it. Like, to use it legitimately, like we said yesterday, it hurts more when someone calls you bud than when they call you a hoser.
Yeah.
When it's a Canadian, it's a friendly term, and when it's somebody else, you're like, you don't even know what that word means. Get out of here.
Exactly.
So hoser, rightfully off the
Hoser
list.
feels like a made-up word.
Wiener's way better.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What the hell did you just What the is that song?
What did he? All right, it's time to play What the Meow Is That Song, the game where we meow a song that you should know to you. And if you can tell us the song and the band, you'll get $100 in Lotto Max tickets for tonight's jackpot.
Your chance to win up to $20 million in the jackpot tonight, and all it takes is the name of the song and the artist that performs it in its normal fashion, not in its meow state, that's just us.
All right, we've got 3 contestants on the line. If they all fail, you know the drill. We'll reopen up the phone lines. But we start with caller number 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, it's Tim.
Tim. All right, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Let's go Dalby.
All right. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
The meow is that song.
Not a clue.
Not a clue?
Oh, sorry,
All
man.
right, take care, buddy. All right, we move on here. Caller number 2, what's your name?
Skeggs, man.
All right, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
I'll go Brock.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Meow, 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 meow.
That's it?
That's all you're getting.
What, are we getting greedy over here?
Honestly, man, I don't know. The Meow Mix song. No idea.
All right,
Good
take
effort.
care, buddy. If we go to caller number 3. Hey, turn down your radio.
Who do we got?
Tyler.
Tyler, how you doing today, man?
Good yourself.
Good. Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Let's go opposite this time.
So Dalby?
So Dalby.
Okay. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
It's right there. It's right there.
All right,
Hell of a meow.
Thanks, man.
here we go. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Connor.
All right, buddy. Brock or Dalby for the meow.
Brock.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Nice.
Is it Queen?
You can stop. Nope. You can
It is
stop
not
there. It's not
Queen.
Queen.
Sorry, buddy. All right, we keep going here. I feel like I gave it away.
That was the one. Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Rebecca.
Rebecca, Brock or Dalby for the meow.
Can I just guess?
Yeah.
Is it Kansas Carry On Wayward Son?
Nope.
Nope.
Should ask for another meow.
Oh, man. I can't believe no one's getting this. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Mike.
Mike, Brock or Dalby for the meow.
It's been a while. I'm just going to guess now by saying, let's go, boys.
There we go. All right.
Meow, 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 meow.
You know what? I struggle with a lot of them in the morning. I won't lie, but I was like, dude, this is like the easiest one so far, in my opinion. So
I honestly, we stayed away from the chorus until Brock did it there, but I thought we were giving this one away.
Meow, 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 meow.
I also told Brock before we started, I was like, I'm going to meow the part where he says 3825. It's like swearing on the radio.
Hey, congratulations, Mike. If you do happen to win the jackpot, you got some nickels and dimes or some meow mix for the boys over here?
I'll set these up real nice, fellas.
Hell yeah, buddy.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Have you seen the photo of Motorhead's rider from 2002 going around?
I don't think so. No, usually I like to keep up on that stuff, but I think I missed that one.
If anyone hasn't seen it, text Motorhead to 762-555. I'll send you it. If you don't know, when bands go on tour, they have what's called a rider, specific things that they want in their dressing room before the show. And this one says, all dressing room requirements must be available and set up by the time of crew arrival at the venue. And then in a huge bold font, it says, this is extremely important. They wanted 2 large bottles of Jack Daniels,
Just 2,
1 large bottle of Jim Beam, 1 large bottle of quality vodka, they say.
Damn.
And at least a minimum of 120 cans or bottles of beer. And then on top of that, there's like a bunch of food and snacks and everything there.
Okay, so hang on. How is that 6 bottles of liquor or 5?
6. Yeah.
6 bottles of liquor, 120 cans. And how many nights do you think that they ended up with leftovers?
I don't think they
Probably
did.
not many.
On top of that, they asked for 72 cans of Coke. That's obviously for Lemmy's Jackie Coke.
I would assume.
6 Gatorade, 6 Red Bull, 5 packs of Reese's cups. They want cheese trays with meats, 50 Solo cups on top of there. A large bag of Doritos was in there, 2 bags of Ruffles.
That's all munchies right there.
They
That's
have
to fill
one of the
stomach.
best riders that I've ever seen. 2 packs of Marlboro cigarettes, 2 packs of Benson and Hedges on there.
That's also great. That's the nice thing about being famous is that you can just have people go out and buy you things.
Mm-hmm.
Like putting stuff on your rider that you're like, oh man, I hope I don't run out of cigarettes in the after party. Oh, we'll just have the venue bring me 4 packs.
Well, and I know like some bands like Van Halen did stuff to make sure people actually read through the entire rider. Like they do the whatever, no brown M&Ms or some weird stuff like that.
Which is funny because people always use that as like, oh, look how temperamental and like diva rock star these people are. No brown M&Ms. But the fact is they had like really intricate like stage requirements. And if they only had, or if there were brown M&Ms, it means you didn't read anything.
Yeah.
We are in danger now.
I honestly, if I was in a band, I would try and ask for something that you can't really find. You know, like I'd be like, find me a photo of Aki Berg playing for the Leafs. You know, something like that.
Just to test them to see how far they're willing to go.
Draw me the Pope. Like,
I think the closest we ever get to having riders as like just regular, normal human beings is if you order pizza, you can put things in like the special instructions.
Yeah.
Staple a picture of Nicolas Cage to the inside of the box.
Dude, if I have a rider, I'm asking for a photo of Vladimir Putin smiling. That's got to be the toughest thing that you could find.
Buddy, that show's never going on stage if that's what it takes.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
But you should send a text right now. 762-555 is the number. Ask Dolby and I a question right now. Anything you want. 762-555. Send a text. 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 Send a text.
I don't know about that accent, but I like it. A little text here to start with. First of all, apparently the Proclaimers are from Fife, Scotland, which sounds fake. I don't know.
I was right, though.
Sounds like a real place. Barb also says, in reference to yesterday, you admitted that Courtney, your girlfriend, was the person who came up with the original idea for What the Meow Is That Song.
Well, you say admitted like it was a problem. It was just giving her a problem.
I guess, we've never spoken about it on the air before, but you told that story yesterday. And Barb and some other people are all wondering, does that mean that she's going to get the cat now? If you're giving her the credit for coming up with What the Meow, does she get a no cat?
No.
Oh.
No.
Sorry to
Y'all
hear that.
need to stop. People, when it was my girlfriend's birthday last week, I put up a post for her.
Yeah.
People commented on it. People messaged my girlfriend saying, Brock should get you a cat for your birthday. She thought she was getting a cat for her birthday.
Yeah.
Because so many people were messaging. She said, were you talking? I was like, you're not getting a cat.
That's crazy that you disappointed her.
I had a whole day, like a spa day planned for her. I took her to go get a facial and a massage and all this stuff. And I was like, we have to go for 12 o'clock to be somewhere. She thought she was getting a cat the whole time.
What did you think of the movie Homeward Bound as a kid? A great movie, right? A real heartstring, real touching. You already got 2 dogs. All you need is a cat. You could have that movie for yourself.
No.
Well, I tried, Courtney.
More of an Air Bud kind of guy. Someone said, what is a universally loved food you secretly think is trash?
Ooh, interesting. Universally loved food.
Meatloaf.
See, I get that, but I kind of like meatloaf.
I hate meatloaf just because my mom could not cook it. Like,
She's
she would
bad
make
at
it
it?
twice a week. It was so dry. And every time someone's like, oh, you got to have my meatloaf, it's so good, I'm just like triggered from my mother's cooking.
Damn. You know what? One is everybody talks about how great asparagus is and how if you cook asparagus right, it's so delicious and it's so good for you and it's like the gateway to eating more vegetables. And it's a lie. Asparagus is disgusting in every avenue.
Asparagus is delicious. Cook it in some garlic butter. It's the next day that catches you off guard. Every morning when you pee after eating asparagus, you forget that you had asparagus and you think something's wrong with you.
See, but this is the thing. It's the same with you and turkey, how people will say, oh, you just haven't had it this way before. Every time I say I don't like asparagus, people are like, oh, you just haven't tried it cooked this way. I've tried it. It sucks. I'm not having it.
Someone said, how many chickens do you think it would take to kill an elephant?
Wait, like just live, like on-the-go chickens?
Yeah.
God, I would have to think at least like 100.
I mean, if you undercooked a chicken and gave it to an elephant, then it's just one, right?
Just one,
maybe
sure.
2 at tops.
Give him some salmonella and take him
Right?
down from the inside. But if the chickens have to attack from the outside, I mean, it has to be sheer force of will. Even, do you think that the talons of a chicken could pierce through an elephant's hide?
Maybe.
Through its skin?
I mean, chickens are pretty deadly. Like, if you get pecked by a chicken long enough, it could mess you up.
Sure, but we're not built like elephants. Also, if at any point the elephant is just like, I'm going to lay down now, that's half the chicken's gone. Just crushed into a paste.
Somebody said, if you could go camping with anyone in the world, who would it be?
If I could go camping
I
with
mean,
anyone?
I think Bear Grylls. That's got to be the right answer.
No, because he's just going to be sitting outside the tent drinking his own urine the whole time.
True.
Like, sure, if we're in an emergency situation, I want someone like that guy or Survivor Man. But if we're just going to a provincial park, you know what? Give me like a Gordon Ramsay. Somebody who's going to I'm going to wake up to the smell of a delicious campfire breakfast. You know what I mean?
But imagine having to do like a portage with him and he's just swearing at you the whole time. That would suck, dude.
See, I assume that it's going to be real posh camping if it's me and Gordon Ramsay. There's no portaging to be done.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is punctilious. Yeah, punctilious. All right. Punctilious. Punctilious.
I had that album compilation.
And it's marked by or concerned about precise accordance and with the details of codes and rules or
what
conventions. Well, that doesn't sound like much fun at all.
It's off the rails a little bit here.
But anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
All right, let's Google it here. Punctilious.
Punctilious.
Showing great attention to detail or correct behavior. So the opposite of being punk.
Essentially, yeah. Punk is all about breaking the rules, doing your own thing, whereas this is like being almost like hyper vigilant to either being a stickler for the rules, like parking vultures. Punctilious. You are 1 minute over your meter, you're getting a ticket. That's punctilious behavior.
Or the attention to detail thing. I mean, you could use this at home. Like if your missus says that you never recognize when they do things for you or they change a little bit, you need to be more punctilious.
Right. Or if, you just don't want to get caught up in the whole everybody has ADHD movement, you just say you're really punctilious. You just really notice the details a lot more than most people.
Yeah. You need to tell the kids to stop being little punks before they go out and be punctilious.
Be more punctilious when you go to school and when your parents are giving you instructions. You got to listen to the letter of the law.
Punctilious. Use it wherever you can, all right?
For more Brock and Dolby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.